It's so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard. It hurts so bad when hearts are parted. Oh, heaven knows. Oh, no. Oh, heaven knows.
No. Welcome back to Stormy Daez, the podcast. Wow, it's kind of like been a little while, but we're back. Welcome back to Stormy Daez, the podcast. There's always a storm on the internet. What's up, Raven MQ?
Hi, how's everybody feeling this evening?
Yes, honey. So it's kind of like getting a little chill outside, and it's getting a little darker earlier. The clock is about to rewind. I'm not sure if you have saw the previews for this new show called 911. It's coming out on Fox actually tomorrow, Monday. And I'm really gagging because I'm like, there's always these shows that kind of give like premonitions to something to come. It's basically a show. 911 is the name of the show. It's like a police series. And it's on Fox. And it's showcasing the power going out. Like there was a hacking and then boom, the power goes out. What do you think about some of these movies and shows that sometimes kind of come across like premonition?
I think of it as predictive programming. Like when something happens in a cartoon or that they make it as a comical kind of joke, but it's like hidden in plain sight type of situation. We laugh now and then we cry later when it becomes worse than the reality that they predicted.
So you call it predictive programming?
Yes.
What is that? Like, what does that really mean?
What it means is when they'll predict something that's going to happen by making it into the form of a joke or like make it into the form of quote unquote entertainment, like on a TV show or a cartoon or movie. And then later on, it'll be something that's real.
Well, that's kind of like happen. There was a show, and I believe it was called Chicago PD or one of those kind of shows. And it was basically like an outbreak happened. I don't know if it was a bio-war outbreak, but it was some type of disease outbreak. And it was just wiping people out, taking people out. It was an hour special. They were like, oh, Chicago PD, this hour special. And they made it a big old thing. And I actually sat down and watched it. And it was pretty scary. There was a festival that was going to happen, and it was completely empty. No one came outside. People were scared. Hysteria happened, and people just kind of like stayed in their homes. And then what do you know? Boom, we have what we know today as CV, and it's kind of like, wow, predictive programming. That's crazy. But anyways, the talk today is Hollywood prenup. Girl, if you had $100 million, girl, would you want a prenup, or would you just trust that your husband loves you and we don't need a prenup?
I think it's more like if I felt the need that I needed to protect myself with a prenup, like that I had any doubts in my mind that it was going to go away, that he was going to turn and stick me for everything, I wouldn't marry the person. How about that? What? So it wouldn't be that I loved him so much and I'd marry him. It wouldn't be that I would force him to get the prenup, but I feel like if I had that in my mind, wow, I got to give him to sign some papers. This could turn one day. It would indicate in my mind, wow, I have serious doubts I shouldn't get married at this time.
I think if you have serious doubts, you should definitely not get married. But even if you don't have serious,
thinking that one day someone's going to take everything you have and try to sue you for it, that's not love.
Even if you don't have serious doubts, do you think you should still have a prenuptial agreement anyways? Like, say I love my man and oh my God, he's the greatest, but I have $100 million, right? And that's my business. That's what I earn. That's my wealth. And I have assets or trusts or things of that nature, yeah, I may want to have a prenuptial agreement to just ensure that my insurance is insured. What do you think? Or do you think
I
you should
think
just
that
go blindly in love and just not have a prenup and just love
I
each other?
think I think it's wrong to go blindly in love, but at the same time, the institute of marriage is supposed to be like the institution of marriage is supposed to be taken a lot more serious than I think people take it. And they think, oh, I'll just get married and then I'll undo it later and pick someone different. You're supposed to like kind of really believe that you're going to be with that person the rest of your life. Or why are you getting married unless it is secretly some kind of financial come up?
That's so funny. They'll undo it later. Is that how they really think? Like, oh, I'll just get married and we'll undo it later. That's so crazy. I mean, we have so many divorces going on right now. We have like Bambi and Scrappy from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. They're talking about they're having a divorce and it's not working out. We also have Erica Mena, who I love. I mean, I love me some Erica Mena. I loved her since she had her clothing line. When she was originally on Love and Hip Hop New York. I mean, I love Erica Mena, but she was married to Safari, and now they're getting a divorce. And she was with a high profile attorney. He's pretty big. Randy Kessler. Randy Kessler is in Atlanta. He is a well-known attorney, and Erica Mena, she has the coin, honey. She dropped that coin to hire Randy Kessler. I was like, ooh, Miss Erica got a cute little coin. But I wonder if they have a prenup, because I know Safari had got his little come up when he was with Miss Mimi, on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. They did a little or not I have the wrong person. I'm so sorry, not Mimi, but sometimes it's hard to keep up. But yeah, Safari Samuels was earning like, girl, 7 figures to create his own sex toy and his likeliness. So he has a cute coin. He's definitely got a couple of mil in the bank. He's got a cute coin. I don't know why they want to buy these big ass houses. Like, I seen the house that Erica was living in on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and I was like, girl, like, that's a huge house. You can't afford that. And I'm not saying you can't afford that, but if you're not purchasing and it's leased, like, I just feel like what a waste of money, and there's a lot of homes in Atlanta that's like for rent, and the girls are renting, and I'm just like, girl, that's a big rent, honey, to try to maintain. That's a big old house. So I'm just wondering, and I did hear that, Safari was like, she can keep the house. I just kind of want to have, my parental rights, 50/50, whatever the case may be. And, I can't wait to see what's going on. But it kind of seems like they didn't have a prenup. Like, she just got him swooped up in her little liking, girl. And I don't think they have a prenup. So I wonder, fans, what do you think? Do you think you should have a prenup? Do you think you should just get into your marriage and just be happy? Like, again, for me, I really do think that prenups benefit both parties. Make sure that I'm safe, you're safe, your wealth is safe. I definitely believe in being fair, but I do think a prenup is definitely needed, Raven and Q.
Okay. Oh, to get married and get all the money or not to. It's like, if you have those kind of like ideas that it's not going to work, why are you marrying somebody? I don't know. It would bug me out kind of. Like that
Well,
I have to
they
have all
always
these
say,
papers and they always, I guess they could stamp a price on love. I guess love does have a cost in opposite land, what I call this realm of earth, because everything's
wow,
backwards of what I think it should be.
opposite land. Um, I think that sometimes, finances can really make or break marriages. And a lot of people, I mean, I'm a fan of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know how many, stars that I've seen that their marriage dissolved just from talking about their finances. I mean, Orange County was probably one of my favorite shows, believe it or not. I love Real Housewives of OC. And I'll never forget when Real Housewives of Orange County, Lynn Curtin, who I loved, she had her jewelry line, and I remember just watching her marriage kind of dissolved right on, right before our eyes, right on television. And I was like, oh my gosh. And, they really had a big collapse and it was all exposed. And, that's kind of sad. That's how Hollywood does it. But um, prenups can help you. They can kind of like make things better, make things peaceful. I mean, even with Nene Leakes, who publicly divorced her husband, she even made her husband Greg Leakes sign a prenup. I mean, they didn't have a prenup in the beginning of their marriage, and I remember when Greg Leakes had said something. He had said, people who want a prenup usually mean they have money and don't want any of it, and I just felt like that's not always true. You just want to protect your assets. You want to protect what you have, and you can share, and you can write that in your prenup. Like, I choose to share 20% of my yearly revenue or XYZ. And I think it's beneficial. But girl, what's the tea in Miss Albany? Girl, I heard the girls was going through it, honey. Did you hear any tea about anything in Albany?
Mm-hmm. Sure enough did.
Girl, what you
Yes.
heard? What you heard?
Oh, just about a little scrap or two. So
Oh, the girls got a little knock knock. What going on? Who got knocked?
I'm not telling.
Somebody got knocked. Wow. I mean, I could just be a straw in the cup and I would have keyed, honey. If straws could be animated, you would just hear it keep can, honey. This thing. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't condone violence, and I think it's kind of weird how, someone got told, "Oh, you're a repeat offender," and you said this back in the days, and you did this, and that person was just kind of like, "Wow, what are you talking about? Isn't that like a decade old, and you still talk about that?" And for them to be like to that person, you're a repeat offender, you can't be trusted. I don't need no apology. You're this, you're that. And then, to hear things about just being a troublemaker and just going up to people while people are having conversations and just kind of like snatching people up and being like, F you. And just, I'm just like, oh, girl. And then from what I had heard, that the person had came there and they had like a Azer tug in their bag and they had on like sweats or whatever, like they wasn't really dressed up. And then somebody was like, but wait a minute, there was some kind of event or some kind of function or something. I be so booked and busy, I don't even be knowing nothing. But I had heard, because the girls, they be chatting around and you might be sitting around having your little coffee in your ear open, like, oh, I heard what? And I had heard it was some kind of event, like a little mix or whatever.
Yeah.
And they said Miss Thing was looking cute. They was like, oh, Miss Thing had came to the mixer. She had on the shoes. She had on the outfit. And I was like, all right. They said she had her little napkin on her head. You know how the girls, when they go to, to their little facilities and things, they dress up, they put a little napkin on her head. They said she had a little napkin. She had a little outfit. I was like, oh, that's cute. Work. And honey, she was just dressed to the T. But when she came to this event, they said she came ready to like see the girls. And I was like, wow, that sounds crazy. I mean, Raven MQ Albany was getting lit on Saturday, girl.
Catch me outside.
Ah!
Damn, the girls be violent. Wow.
What you heard, girl? Don't keep down speaking. What you heard?
It's not what I heard, it's what I think of it. I feel bad that it's so much like violence and so much competitiveness. I guess everyone wants to be top
for?
man.
Why are anyone competing? Like, it's survival
guess
mode.
to
Like
be
for me, it's
top
about just surviving and making your money and doing what you do and being happy and having fun. That's kind of like why maybe a lot of people do kind of say to themselves, not because they don't like a person, but because they just want to be happy and have fun and travel. And if you have more access, let's say you have a car or something and you're able to get places, like you really don't think about that old stuff no more, like violence and fighting and cutting up. You just be like, oh, it's Thursday I'm out, or it's Tuesday I'm out. You know, be on the road and bounce. I don't feel bad. I just feel sad. Like, dang, like that's crazy. Getting knocked, and the girls was
She
knocking.
brought the boxing gloves. She brought the boxing gloves and said square off.
But they said that Miss Mamas came there looking for the girls, and somebody said they was looking for Storm, and I
That's
was like, why
what
would they be looking for Storm? Like, they must have thought Miss Storm was gonna be there. They was hoping to get a glimpse of the legendary star herself, Storm, from Sister Voices Speaking out here, and she wasn't even there, girl. And they said Miss Mama had a z in her bag, and she was about to the girls, but instead, I guess Miss Mama left with a knock. But that's
how
okay.
feminine and dainty of her.
I just also think like if you're a leader or a person who's in the mainstream, why would you even use language like F you or don't talk to this person? Like, just be humble. I mean, even if your blood is boiling, this thing like, oh, this thing, I can't take it. Can't see them, whatever they're doing, blah, blah, blah. Just kind of remain humble. Like, you could always do nice, nasty or something, or, you know, secret shade, but just go up to somebody and be like, don't talk to them. And just, I don't see change. I don't know how you could claim, let's just pretend like that person was like in ministries or something like that. And that's just a wild guess. Like, you know, how could you claim that if you have a nature of, you know, just wanting to scrap and just throwing
The
shade?
thing that I would want to wonder about is like, what kind of example does it give to people? Like, if you're trying to lead them to their spiritual heights of the highest spirituality they could reach, and to have a relationship with God and have your like mentorship about prayer and stuff like that, and then you're out fighting, really? It sounds kind of
know.
like inappropriate.
Well, I'll get my quarters, and if they have a collection plate, I'll put a couple of quarters in there. That's all I just got to say about that. But on another note, it's Halloween season. I don't
Yes, and
have
it's
to.
officially all fall on all.
When did it turn fall? It's fall already?
Yeah, it just did.
No way. Well, I
Yeah,
like
2 seconds
fall.
ago.
It's time
No,
for
I'm just kidding.
sweaters and cute boots, and I kind of want to do like a Halloween get together. There's a lot of Airbnbs that are affordable. And I think I want to get a little Airbnb and just have like a cute invite only, because I can't do nothing to the public, because you might get some girls that bring us in a bag and they might want to scrap. I don't, I cost too much. I can't even do it. So it'll be an invite only, you know, little Halloween get together, girl. I want to do a costume party. I love costumes, 70s theme, or they say zombies may be on the way. So maybe I'll do a zombie theme party. I love a good old zombie. Raven MQ.
Yes, what do we think of this? I think it sounds adorbs right up until the zombie part, like the cute little costume party and
Why
little
not
get
have a
together,
zombie apocalyptic?
couple of little sips, because I don't know. I just don't think that's what I would pick. What would I pick? What would I
I want to
dress up?
have a
One year I went as a
zombie
maid. I had a whole maid outfit.
apocalyptic party. I can't even say the word. Zombie apocalyptic. That's the West
Wow.
Indian. How do you say apocalyptic? I can't even say it. Zombie
Apocalyptic.
huh?
Apocalyptic. Apocalyptic. But
A zombie apocalyptic.
like it's an apocalypse, right?
Zombies. All of a sudden your phone flashes and you get a triggered response and you go crazy and you're in zombie mode. No, that's just a fantasy.
I don't know. Like, isn't this kind of like predictive programming in and of itself, where you're as a zombie and it's like the world's gone totally like to zombie land?
What do you mean? Like if they turn on a satellite and maybe if I recently took some kind of medication or something and boom, I become a zombie? Wow.
Exactly. Like your brain is turned to pudding or oatmeal. Happy Halloween.
We had a secret encryption to zombify you. Zombie. But anyways, girl, super excited for Halloween. I want to do some fun stuff, like maybe go to Hab's Tavern, or we got to do something fun. We can't just work. you know, if you work, you have to play. So, but anyways, girl, that was the storm of the internet, and that's what I heard about Miss Albany girl. The girls was getting knocked, honey. The girls. So we hope that the girls get it together for the greater cause. Because Sister Voices Speaking is booked and busy, honey. We got things to do. I heard the girls was, you know, just making their moves. So until next time, bye, America. Bye, girl.
Bye. Hey guys, check out Valdez Inc. on YouTube. Like, subscribe now.